right. Today's Ask Me Anything question is about listings, about being a listing agent. All right. Hey, Jennifer. My listing is getting tons of showings, but no offers. What's going on? All right. I love this question. Well, but you're not going to like my answer. My answer is there's a problem in your marketing. What you're doing is overpromising and underdelivering. So the fact that you're having a lot of showings means that your house looks great, your listing looks great on paper, and then when the buyers are getting there, it's not as great as they were imagining it to be. So typically there's something in the house. It may be a fatal flaw. It may not be a really big deal, but there's something in the house that when the buyers get in, it's not living up to their expectations. And the funny thing is that even if whatever it is that's wrong with the house isn't something that's super important to the buyer, when the buyer isn't expecting it, when it's a surprise to them, an unpleasant surprise, then they sort of fall out of love with the house. So what you want to do is take a look at your marketing, take a look at the MLS listing. Is there something wrong with the house? Maybe not a major something, but something wrong with the house that isn't apparent in the listing. Or maybe there's something majorly wrong with the house that's not apparent in the listing, and that's kind of a different conversation. But the fact that you're getting a lot of showings means that you're doing something right. Your marketing is good. But again, the buyers are disappointed when they come in the house. So what might be some examples of overpromising and underdelivering? I don't know. Maybe something we ran into in Denver a lot was you have a 2-story house that doesn't have a bathroom on the main floor. So the buyer's looking around, they're falling in love with the house. Wow, this is awesome. So where's the main floor bathroom? Oh, there isn't one. Then they get the nose wrinkle and they fall out of love with the house. Another example might be that you're marketing that the home has a garage, but in reality, the garage is marginally useful. Maybe it's pretty rickety. Maybe it's, we ran into this again in old Denver. You know, it was maybe too narrow for your typical 21st century vehicle. So that can be another issue that people, I thought this house had a garage. This isn't really a usable garage. So, I don't know. Another example, again, ran into this in Denver quite a bit, is that there's finished square footage in the home and the agent counts it in the square footage, but the square footage is in like a finished attic, maybe a finished sunroom. And so, the buyer walks in, they're expecting a 1,500 square foot house, but 300 or 400 of those square feet are in a finished attic or a finished sunroom or something like that. So it's just not quite what they were expecting. So what's the solution? I mean, you're not going to, fix the attic or the sunroom or probably build a new garage. So what's the solution to the situation so that the showings that you're getting, you'll actually start getting offers? The solution to this is to be upfront in your marketing about whatever the problem is, so that they're looking at the house, they're excited about the house on paper, and when they get there, they're not disappointed by what they see. So for example, let's say that the garage is marginally useful. It's too narrow, it's rickety, it's, whatever's wrong with this garage. I personally wouldn't even put a garage in the listing and let people discover this great big shed in the backyard that, wow, maybe I could get my Mini Cooper in there, or something, but they're not expecting a garage. So they're excited about this little bonus. Kind of the same thing with the square footage, the finished square footage. Now, you got to get your seller's permission before you start cutting into the square footage. But I would be tempted to market a smaller square footage and mention in the comments that there is an extra 300 square feet in the sunroom or the attic or whatever. But when people walk in, they're expecting a 1,200 square foot house, not a 1,500 square foot house, and they're thrilled to death with that finished sunroom or the finished attic space. So instead of overpromising and underdelivering, you underpromise and overdeliver. And you may cut down on your showings, but the showings that you have are going to be a much higher quality of showings, and you are going to be much more likely to get an offer. So how do you feel about my answer? Does this sound like an approach to real estate you could get excited about? If so, there is so much more where that came from. Just visit my website at www.sellwithsoul.com. Thanks.